Looks like we've got a full staff as far as we're gonna get it. Let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Meeting's been called to order. Cell phones off or vibrate, please. Motion to approve the agenda from last meeting.
Will we approve the agenda of this meeting?
Yeah.
Second.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to approve the agenda for this meeting. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Approve the minutes from last meeting. There we go, Rob. That's what I was thinking of.
I'll move to approve the minutes from last meeting.
Second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the minutes from the last meeting. All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, nay. Payroll. This is payroll, Chris. How about that? On time. Good job. Franny is absent, so I presume there is no bills to be approved as of yet, or do you want to go ahead and?
I think we should,
What's the matter? How come he ain't here in the corner?
I don't know,
We can talk? Yeah, we can talk.
let's ask questions if there are any,
Okay.
and then approve them upon Franny's approval.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
think is the best way to do that, Steve.
That's no
I don't
problem.
know.
Because there are some in here that we need to,
Get paid.
yeah.
I went
That's
through
fine
and I
with me.
could not see anything that was out of order, so.
You guys can see that the, police services went up this month.
Yep.
What was it, $100 and some, $150 a month, I think it was, so.
Too many trips or what?
No, just the new year.
Oh, that was new, okay.
Yeah.
That's where you're coming from. So,
Yeah, the new year, so.
On that pension fund too, Chris, that 48.95.73, is that for 1 month?
Where's that at?
That on
Hypers?
payroll?
Yeah, and the reason that's so high, Ron, is because that was June. We had three pay periods in June.
Okay, that's
So
for
everybody's-
the quarter, it's not for the,
For the month, ain't it?
No, it's for June. That's
oh,
just
I
for
see
June.
3 pay periods, okay.
But we had 3 pay periods for June, so that's why it's so
Okay.
high. Generally, it's around $2,800.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was up.
Albright's pool supplies. What's,
Well, they're getting something for the pool
Or
there.
they get candy bars and some stuff in there. From Albright?
Yeah.
Yeah, private farmer or something.
Yep.
at least they're in town. Can't get it from you,
Oh,
Rob?
yeah. Oh, yeah, but he gets it from there, that's fine.
Oh,
As long as
okay.
she's keeping it in town, that's great.
Oh, I'm just, yeah. I didn't understand why she wouldn't go to you, but,
Got a
Okay.
better deal, probably. Well, I don't,
That 23,000, that's total for everything on that road construction there?
Yeah, yep, 23,400. So
Pretty
it was
reasonable, I
a
think.
little lower than what they actually estimated, which is good.
Schmidt Construction, what did he do?
He had to put in a new tile line when he tore that house down.
Oh,
You guys remember when everybody talked about that house, how there was a tile that went right through there, and everybody assumed that it was the storm sewer. Well, it wasn't the storm sewer; it was an actual field tile, and it did go under the house in that corner there,
Yep.
and it wouldn't drain.
probably like mine. There's a field tile through my backyard.
Well, this one wouldn't drain, and George said, "I'm not going to fill this thing in unless we fix this pipe." So we told him to go ahead and fix
Evidently, that
it.
tile's working pretty good, cause it's, I mean, there was a lot of water in there and she disappeared, so.
Well, it went down pretty fast once they got it cleared.
Well, that tile, I can tell you where it goes by me up there, cause I've witched it. I know exactly where it is. There's water in it just about all the time. She's running. Last year when it was dry, it was still running.
But they don't know where it goes.
Ain't that something?
They don't know where it goes to.
It's gotta go straight down somewhere down through there. Gotta go almost down to the creek? Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I
either.
suppose if a guy walked underneath that thing all the way up past.
It's not. It's not in our storm sewer though.
No, it's-
Gary.
No, but it might go in the big sewer, way down. It might, cause
I
see,
mean,
it's angling more. Underneath the bank, where you can walk underneath there, you know?
Oh.
It may drop into that. It may go all the way down. Cause
it's
been there so damn long. It's angling to the
Isn't that-
southeast.
Goes to Lumberyard.
Southwest.
Well, it could, but see, the big tower runs right by the bank, what, Bangwood West, and you can walk
Well-
all the way up to, I've been up in there, you can go all the way up
That-
to,
It doesn't do us any good to speculate where it goes.
No, it goes
All-
someplace.
All we know for sure is that it went
It's
through the
drained.
corner of the house and it goes under the storm sewer up there.
Yeah,
You
And
are,
Must
where it
water.
goes from there, it doesn't really matter.
yeah.
there's always been water in that tile.
I would entertain a motion to, have the bills paid, per Franny's approval.
I'd make that motion.
Second?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded to, accept the bills to be paid with Franny's blessing
Approval.
or approval. All in favor say aye.
Right.
All opposed nay. Okay. Public hearing for the notice. Need a motion to open the public hearing, please?
We're gonna open 3 public hearings.
Okay,
We're gonna have all 3 of them at the same time.
that's fine.
Since there's nobody here, we have a public hearing for ordinance amendment for animal control. We have a public hearing for ordinance amendment for updating the official zoning map. And we have status of funding activities, which we have to do for our CDBG grant. So,
Motion to open the public hearing for all 3 ordinances.
I so move.
Second.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to open the public hearing for 3 ordinances. Roll call vote, Rob.
Yes.
Gary.
Yes.
Franny's absent. Albert.
Yes.
Ron.
Yeah,
Okay.
so let's just talk about these just for a little bit. The first one, the animal control, that's, that has to do with dogs and cats and the amount of dogs and cats. Because right now our ordinance says that you can't have so many animals that it,
Creates a nuisance.
well, no, I mean that it's unhealthy to humans.
No.
And so what does that mean?
Yeah.
That's the exact same thing that Lakeview has. So I asked Region 12, what do other towns do? They got us some examples. Several towns do 4, no more than 4 of dogs, no more than 4 of cats, or no more than 4 of both.
Together.
Good.
Right.
Good idea.
Some do 3. So it just depends on what we want to do. The zoning map, back about 2-3 months ago, we approved 2 lots to become commercial lots. We have to approve the map, which means we have to amend the ordinance. So that's why that's on there. It's something you guys have already done. We just have to.
Just refresh your memory, that's lumberyard up there by,
Yep. South of Howard Brothers.
brother's son.
Yeah.
That was one.
Both of them are right there.
That's
2 lots back to back.
Oh, that's right, they're both
Together.
lots. There's 2 lots, right,
Right.
back to back, okay.
And then the funding activities of the water supply improvement, that just tells people that they can come and voice their opinion on our water supply since we got federal funds for it. So that's what those 3 are for.
Any other discussion?
Do we have to come up with some numbers
What kind of numbers?
for the dog cat deal, or?
Well, there's
I think
ordinances in
specified
here.
in there.
There's ordinances already right in here, Gary. So you can either approve them or you can tell me, no, we don't like that, and I'll change
Oh,
it.
you got some wrote in
You're
there.
already-
2 dogs, 2 cats, or 4 of a total. That's all you can have.
Yep.
Yeah, until we change it wherever we wanna do, okay.
That's the way it's in there now.
I would.
Now, I will caution you that this does not change anything from here in the past.
No.
So if somebody's got 4 dogs now,
They're grandfathered in,
or 5 dogs now, they got 5 dogs. There's nothing we can do about that.
they're grandfathered in.
Right.
But if they have 12 dogs now, they can't go to 14.
Nope,
I don't know if that's the truth or not, but I would say that's probably right. I mean, I would.
I
Still at the same
Oh,
time,
I'd
got
say
that many, and they
that,
have pups that also,
Yeah, but that's in there. You have 6 weeks, or what is it for that too?
I don't know exactly what the time frame is. But I
Yeah,
think
it's,
there is a
it's in
time
here. I
on
read it.
that, but how are we gonna know it?
Well, that's just it. You don't.
well, we're just gonna have to, we'll have to police it ourselves is what we'll have to have.
Oh, yeah, and here's the
Pretty
thing,
hard to
Ron.
do.
Here's the thing. I mean, if you hear of somebody that has it, then you go and investigate. I mean, you can't know everybody that's gonna have 3 dogs, or 4 dogs.
I got some dogs that's close to me that Boy, I tell you, they're getting close to getting shot. God.
Then you got your
We've
ass
done that
in the
before.
last meeting.
Yeah, the old lady won't let me do it though. She says they'll know where it come from.
Well, it makes a difference being his grandfather in, because like I said, I know 3 or 4 people that got 3 dogs in the house now.
Oh, that doesn't matter. They can have 4.
Right,
Well, I guess I shouldn't say that.
yeah.
We'll see what happens when the ordinances come.
Motion to close the public hearing?
I so move we close the public hearing.
Second?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded to close the public hearing. All in favor say aye.
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 Okay, do you wanna vote on each separate ordinance then, Chris? Correct?
Yeah, we will.
Okay. Ordinance on the animal, amendment to the animal control,
No, just wait.
does that get a number?
No, we still got to just go right through the
Oh, you gotta go down, okay,
go right
CDBG.
right through the
Okay,
What page is that?
agenda, just like
okay.
just like. Right now, I'm on page 6
Okay.
on my computer.
Yep. CDBG project update. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, so there's just an email here from Joe talking about how they pumped the well and pumped it 440 gallon a minute. So
That's pretty good, ain't it?
that's really good. We were looking for 400. I think our other one pumps at 500, can pump at 500, but I mean we've got plenty of water. It dropped 7 feet and then it held there.
Okay,
So we're good with that. They tested the water, but they don't have the
samples back.
samples back yet, so we don't know. We did test it though when we dug the test well. So
I thought we were aiming for 500 there too, a gallon a minute. Couldn't get it though, huh?
I don't know. It says 400.
440, I see that.
No, it says that we were aiming for 400.
Oh, okay.
So
Any other questions?
well,
Council?
then I talked to Joe today. And I wrote myself a note. Sounds like Dave King's gonna be here next week to bore under the road to hook the 2 pipes together. He's got the pipe on the east side of the road now. He's gonna bore under the road to hook the 2 pipes together from the well to the. And then the guy to bore underneath the railroad tracks is gonna be here on Wednesday.
Oh, good.
And they've already got the hose sitting down at CPS the way it looked to me Sunday, I think it was.
So we're a go on the railroad. The railroad has said
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay, good, good. I must have been, I probably was gone that meeting.
Or I just didn't talk about it, I don't know.
No, I don't think you talked about it.
Yeah, must
Good.
not have. But yeah, no, they're
So they're
They're
fine
good
with
to
everything.
go.
Good.
We got the permits, that's necessary.
I do know that, and I was told, and I don't know if Chris told everybody, that when they went under that ravine, they weren't gonna bore that because it was too much of too many bends. It wouldn't have went right. So they had to actually physically dig it, dam it and dig it.
I think the problem was there's so much sand there that when they bored in there, they couldn't pull it back because everything just collapsed.
Sit
As
it
they
back
were-
in there.
Yeah, as they were going through it, it just
I know-
collapsed in.
I would say it'd be cheaper too. We should get a refund on that.
Well, you don't necessarily get a refund.
No,
but
but
you
I'm
just
not
don't get
saying-
charged as much as they
Right.
assumed you were going to
Yeah,
get charged.
I mean, what I'm
so.
saying is, it probably could be nice.
It had to physically be dug with a backhoe. and
Yeah,
dammed
easier.
up.
Yeah, and it's cheaper to do that than it is to bore. So we
That's just an FYI for you guys if you didn't know that. I happen to know about that, so. Any other questions for Chris? On the CDBG? That's more just a FYI type situation, so we'll move on.
yeah.
Discuss approve Park Shoulder House in Willmagosh. Can the park committee count on the city to carry the project until Willmagosh comes in April of 15?
So at the last meeting, you guys asked me to talk to Travis and Dawn and tell them to go, do some legwork with that. And I talked to them, but before I actually got to talk to them, Rob had kind of had the legwork done.
Well, I think
so-
that we need to, we can't just depend on Wamagash to be the backbone of all of this. I
Right.
do remember that in 2002, there were about 30-some businessmen that went to the city council and asked them to pony up $150,000 for the building that we're sitting in right now. They weren't going to do that. They applied pressure to that city council, and as it stands now, this building was built. I think that our town can withstand $25,000, and if we can't, then we do have $25,000 sitting upstairs in the community center coffers, so if we really have to, we can steal it from the community center if that's said. The Willmagash people are very agreeable and very supportive of the town of Wall Lake.
Yeah.
So, you know, that being said, I don't think we can say any more on something like that.
No.
But the thing is, they've always been very supportive to anything we have, and I think they will continue to be supportive in the future. But if not, we still have the means, we still have $50,000 in a CD that the community center has upstairs, and also they have about $28,000 in a savings account.
Right.
So they've got plenty of money to help us through this if we have to, and we've always explained to the community center board that that is the city's money. It doesn't belong to the community center, or it does belong to the community center because the community center belongs to the city. So therefore it is the city's money, and they know that, and the understanding. Actually, the community center board, kind of in the discussion, would kind of like to run the place.
Oh, the park shelter.
Yeah.
Oh, I have no problem with that at all.
Albert doesn't like it, but everybody else, you know.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I know, but you know, who else is gonna run it, Gary?
Well, I'm just saying that who's gonna clean it and who's
Well,
gonna
that's what,
do
That's
the
just
renting out. We gotta get upstairs there that it could just well be renting that as that, so it looks to me like she could do both jobs.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So you're in favor of it?
Huh?
That's just what I said.
that's what I thought he said.
Oh, I thought you said the community, not the community, oh, the community center, okay. I thought you was talking about Travis and them. Okay.
No,
Oh, shit, all right.
no.
No.
It would be Lacey's.
Do I think that we would be spreading her too thin? Yeah, I think that maybe we would need some help too, if that, some cleaning help, part-time help.
She needs cleaning help now, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
Yeah, this exercise room getting a little tacky, I noticed that once in a while.
She ain't getting there down to do it, or what's the situation?
I've been cleaning them myself if I use them.
Well, you're supposed to.
I do, I mean,
You're
not
supposed to wipe it
just,
down if you use it.
not the whole machine though. I wipe the whole machine down if I use it.
Okay.
Well, I know where you're at now, but I was thinking, that other crew, and I thought,
Yeah, I don't.
Let me give you an update too on the fundraising. They without the parking, which is what we're kind of talking about right here. They want us to say yes, we will cover you for the parking. Without the parking, they need about $9,000, the way it looks to me.
And we haven't received anything from Hallett yet, which I'm working hard on, and we haven't received anything from the Gary Schmitz family yet, or Jerry
Sure.
Schmitz family.
So, and we're applying for the REAP grant.
Correct. Sorry, I forgot about that one.
So basically, I mean, they've done quite a bit of fundraising since we talked last even. I think they're on the right track, and I think this is the right thing to do.
Well, we're guessing, and all we are is hypothetically guessing, that Hallett is gonna come anywhere between 1 and 5. We think the Schmitz family will come,
Well, you can't really
we can't guess.
tag something onto that, you know, but I mean, it's.
so I think, but what I guess when I'm on the right track is that I think that, when it's all said and done, we're gonna be in really good shape. I think we'll have the initial part, the 9,000 that, like Chris said, that we gotta come up with yet, I think that'll be gone. And then all we have to worry about is the parking.
Right. And that's
That's
where
25,000, right?
roughly.
23,
25.
That's what we say.
29.95 or something like that, what was it, Chris, something like that.
And so that's what the park committee wants us to say. Yes, we will back you so you can get the parking done. Personally, I think we need to get the parking done because otherwise you can't use it.
They're gonna put the fill dirt in, and that's where the parking's gonna be,
No.
What are you talking about?
up there, where they're supposed to be putting so many loads of dirt in there.
They're putting so many loads of dirt in there because that's where the building's gonna go,
Okay.
No.
on top of the
Right.
dirt.
Somebody told me that was where the parking, and I says, what? No,
Parking's
no,
gonna
no.
be right off the street,
Yeah,
Parking will be off.
Kind of where that's
the
cut out there.
on
Well,
both sides, the west and
side
the north.
And the north.
They have cut more trees down?
No,
No,
just take the
Yeah,
curb
all
out and
all the trees cut down that we need cut down.
take the curb out.
One to the north looked to me like they're over close if you're gonna put drive-in parking, then it doesn't look like there's enough room there, as it might be.
It's gonna be angle parking, just
I
like.
understand that, but you still gotta go in about, what, 7, 8 feet?
6, Chris.
I thought it was 18 feet they were going in.
So it could mean 8 feet
I don't
for
know,
sure,
but,
wouldn't
but if we gotta cut the trees, we'll cut the trees. It doesn't really make any difference.
No,
No.
as far as I know right
I
now,
drove
there's
by the other
parking
day,
here,
it
we
just
have
looked to me
parking
like there may not be quite enough room there, but there might be.
We could sit here and argue all night. if
We're not
everything
arguing,
goes.
we're just saying
That's
that's,
really good.
might be,
Good
we
statement,
have to do
Rob.
that.
no trees
Yeah.
are coming off, no more than I know of right now.
No, they told us to cut this many trees down, that's what we cut down, so.
Yep. I would accept a,
I think Rob maybe is bringing
Okay.
something in.
oh, he's got the diagram.
Here's where the building is, this is the
That's really part.
Stewart Street, this is Ford Street. So this is parking along here and this is parking over here.
And down there. On the ground.
Thank you, Rob.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause somebody told me where they was gonna dump the dirt, they was gonna put concrete, and I thought, you gotta be crazier than a.
Well, that's where they're gonna put the concrete.
Yeah, but it's the
Yeah.
For the
building.
building.
Yeah, the building, but I thought they were gonna put the parking here, that's gonna settle.
Well, I would entertain a motion to approve the carrying, I don't wanna say that, Chris.
I don't know, that, I couldn't think of a better word, Steve. That's why I put that in there.
Well, that's how we wanna do it, to carry the project until the Willmagosh fund comes complete, and if it does not come
I'm
complete,
not gonna put that in a motion, I would say that we would carry the project until completion.
To completion.
that's a
And
good
if
idea.
there's funds that
Don't
come in,
even-
then we'll add them to
Don't
it.
even put Wilma's name in
No,
there.
I don't think we can do that,
No.
because it's
Yeah,
not.
because if we have to borrow.
We don't
from-
have a clue.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have
She's
to
gonna
borrow
come
from
through or not,
upstairs.
For sure.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from.
yeah, don't put no name at all in there.
I see where you're coming from. Okay. Does everybody understand that motion that Rob made?
Run through it one more time.
I would, make a motion that the city cover the bills for the project of putting in the
Parking and completion.
building and the parking, the complete project
For the shelter house.
for the shelter house.
Second?
I'll second it, nobody's going to.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay? Motion carried. Pool accounting. I talked to Franny last meeting, and he is very pleased with the updates and stuff that he's been getting. Is there anything that you would want me to tell Megan? Is there anything more you want to see? Is there a more detailed report that you would like? Chris, is this looking pretty good for you?
Yeah, and if you look at page, I think it's 8 or 9. Page 8, where the report's at,
Oh, yeah.
it shows the revenues of $2,993, and that's just for June. And some of these expenses are for July also. I guess there's a couple of days in July in there. But I just kind of cut it off there on 6/11, where there's $1,570 worth of bills that we paid to get the food, and then we received $2,993 back in. And obviously that's not perfect. I mean, it's,
No, but we're headed in the right direction. We're not taking a loss, I don't think, like we used to do in years before.
well, yeah, I don't know if we can say we used to, because we don't really know.
Yeah, because we didn't have
At
these
least-
detailed reports.
Now we know
Yeah.
what we're getting and what we're spending, so.
If there's anything that you want me to tell Megan to do better, you gotta tell me now. Or let Albert know. Albert's on my pool committee also.
I don't know what else you can do, I mean, that's.
No, I think,
I think that at least you got an idea of what.
At least they're accounting for it.
Yes, yeah.
Well, that thing, and I think the thing that was really stressed upon between Rob has been an old councilman, is that we have to buy things in the city. Let's keep all our revenues in the city. So I think that's been really doing really, really good, so.
Is the pool been running real good, or
Yes.
functioning all right?
Yes.
Not losing too much water and
No
all that good
complaints.
stuff?
No complaints.
I wouldn't say it's not losing water.
Well, yeah, there was that one when they was so, it was way out of whack.
Yeah, but that was a,
And,
that was a glitch.
yeah, it was a glitch.
I can't even remember what the deal was on
Well, they had
that.
to dump a bunch of acid in it
Yeah,
to get
but
it
that-
down. But that was a glitch in the
Yeah.
thing, and it wasn't nobody's fault. It just, all of a sudden, you
That was a
couldn't see the
mechanical
bottom
error.
of the pool.
Yeah, that was a mechanical error.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
But if council would, feel free, please, call me out south, call me at home, call Albert at home, cell phone, whatever, and we will get you a more detailed report if you would like. We will get you anything that you would like.
I think that's.
I think
good.
Megan's doing a real good job. So,
At least
that's
you-
probably the best I've seen in the 5 years that I've been mayor, so.
Well, it's the only one I've seen.
That's exactly right,
Yeah,
Rob.
You know, at least we've got somebody looking at it on a daily basis, and we've got some accountability to it, you know, that's what we're looking for.
Well, yeah, at least you can see you're not losing $2,000-3,000.
And I'll apologize for the next one, discuss nuisance houses. I know that Gary and I, we went around, but we haven't had, or I haven't had time to fill out the reports that you requested. And
No, we sent letters out.
Okay.
Gave them 15 days. Didn't hear anything from either party. So now, what we're doing is, Warren's just getting together, the stuff to take them to court
Drafted.
for us to take the houses. So just wanna make sure that you guys are still all on the same page.
This one down here,
You know which ones they are. Just wanna make sure you guys are still on the same page. We're gonna take these houses from these people and we're gonna tear them down. That's what you guys want done, right?
Yes,
Because
yes.
that's the path that we're on right now.
I know
Yes.
somebody wanted to tear it down and build a garage there, and he won't go along with it, so he says, okay, I don't want nothing to do with it then. And it's good to get, I said.
We sent them the letter that we showed you guys, and basically in the letter it said, you know, your house is a nuisance. We have ordinance against it. If you want to come to a compromise, then come in and talk to us. We didn't hear from either party, so now we're just going to move forward. And I asked Warren specifically. I said, do we need to send them another letter telling them we're going to do this? He said, no, that'll just slow the process down. He said, we just need to continue to move forward.
When we
So-
sent the first letter out, was it a registered letter where they had to sign for it?
No, he didn't say we had to do that.
Okay.
No.
I'm just thinking of things that he's gonna come up with. Well, I didn't receive the letter, I didn't see no letter, I didn't read no letter.
There again, I know somebody that got a letter about a garage, but the mayor's signature wasn't on it. And I don't think that's legal.
I don't think that makes any difference.
Well, I don't know, I heard it does, so I'm not
Bush, you
sure.
know.
Yeah, Bush is no.
Well, I question that.
So they were looking for my signatures on them?
Yep, because it had the mayor's name on it, and it was not signed.
I don't remember seeing a letter like that.
Yeah, well, I presented them to you guys in council, but I never asked you to sign anything.
See, and that's my understanding.
What
is that
difference
they're
would it make
supposed
if
to
it's
be
signed or not?
Yeah, that's what they say, it's supposed to be signed.
Who's they?
A lawyer. That's what he said, you can have your name there, but it should be signed by that name that's printed
Yeah,
on
but-
there.
But honestly, in that situation, we can't.
Yeah,
do
in that
anything else, so it
situation,
doesn't
it ain't gonna make
any
any difference. I'm just looking down the road in case we get into a problem.
Well, we'll wait for an update on the nuisance from Warren and you, Chris,
Yep.
and that's all we can do there. Discuss Lakeview Police Report letter to Dwayne Zigman.
Yeah, Dwayne's really slowed down the calling. I don't think, we've maybe had 3 calls since the last meeting. So, I think, I think
That's
the
still
letter.
3 too many.
Yeah, it's still 3 too many, right. You're absolutely right. But it's a lot better, huh?
2,
2 too many.
2 calls.
2? Oh, was that it?
I took one, you took one.
Okay, so just 2. My fault.
That's a lot better.
Yeah, that's a third better, isn't it? So I think I think the letter evidently helped, or,
Did for me. JR's not talking to me, so.
it's not.
You're not talking to me neither, so that's
He
okay.
never did talk to me, so I got no problem.
I guess that's all right.
You got Rob and Ron left, that's all.
He waved at me the other day, so.
Oh, he
Yeah,
really
so that's,
waved at
that's the
me.
only thing that's in there. I just wanted to give you guys an update on the calls and just get the name in there one more time.
I thought the letter was very appropriately worded myself, so.
Well, I always ask Lynn to look at letters, and and something like that, I usually let Warren look at them, just because in case
Yep.
we put something in there that we maybe shouldn't have said, you know,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Looked good to me. That's why I signed. Those did get signed. I remember that.
Okay.
Okay, discuss approved City of Wall Lake shirt purchase.
Yeah, Lynn can maybe talk about this a little bit, but we in the past, we've bought the guys some shirts,
Yeah.
t-shirts, and they're getting pretty raggy.
They are very holy.
And so I didn't know really what the process was. I don't know, Rob, if you remember back in the day when we bought them, did we buy them 3 shirts a piece, or, you know, I really don't remember, I guess.
Yeah. That was one of my first years on. And I remember back then, we had the City of Wall Lake logo on there. Now I see the guys are wearing the fluorescent. So, and I don't know if,
Some days they do, some days they,
I don't know, is that a state requirement or,
I don't think it's a state requirement. I think it's something that OSHA probably would say you should do.
I think
Well-
something Marlene instituted.
And you see everybody's doing it now.
well,
All-
and
all
I'll give you a
businesses
good
are doing it
example,
now.
is we delivered to a company up northwest Iowa, and no CPS truck can go on the yard unless they have the fluorescent, they have to have the vest or the shirt on.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we cannot pull on their yard to unload. That's their rule.
Safety thing you can see.
So I didn't know if, are you looking at fluorescence with the City of Wall Lake logo?
It's all secure.
No, we're
Yeah.
just looking at t-shirts, one pocket tees that have the
The logo,
City of Energy.
yeah, the logo, like,
And Tom Boland said that he thought he worked at Envisions back when you ordered shirts, but he now has an embroidery machine over at his shop, so he said he could do that for us.
I was thinking Marlene told me we got them from John Regland, the last ones.
Graphic
I have
Edge.
no idea.
Can't remember, Rob?
How many do we have to get? How many?
I thought we bought them three apiece.
I was gonna say probably 3 apiece, you
I
know.
thought that's what we bought them, was 3 apiece.
So that'd be 9.
Yeah, but do you wanna get just a regular t-shirt or do you wanna get the other one?
The fluorescent ones?
Yeah.
No, because they got the different ones anyway. The other ones, they got the fluorescent, they got them, they're separate type of vest.
No, they got t-shirts.
Yeah, but these
They
here
got the
that they
vest,
got on
too.
now, like for going around with picking up, you know, garbage or whatever, they got the shiny, that's not a t-shirt, that's a,
It's a t-shirt.
Yeah.
it's just a straight
Gray.
t-shirt?
It's a
Yeah.
t-shirt.
Gray.
Oh, it is? These sure don't look like one.
With the gray roof.
Yeah, that's just a
That's a
t-shirt.
t-shirt.
Okay.
Well, that's,
The only thing that I would have question is if it's a state rule that we're all leaning towards that way to go to the fluorescent ones, can we get the fluorescent ones with the city logo on it? With the one pocket tee? Are they more expensive?
oh, I'm sure they're
Everything gonna be
I'm sure
more.
they're more
they're
expensive.
more expensive, but
Well, the ones that we got look like they do a nice
Well,
job.
and the only reason I'm looking at that is what if the state does pass that rule or law in a year? Guys, you gotta throw those away, you can't wear them unless you go out to a county meeting or something like that. This way they've got them, got the logo on them, they got the reflective on them, they can wear them.
well, it's not only that.
We
what
can always
about your
cover that, when we
insurance?
hit to that, hip cup, we can always do that. They ain't gonna do it, the state ain't gonna do that.
Your insurance might be one that causes you to.
I
do
think the
something.
state's
Why they
gonna,
would.
I think the state's
They
State
got a lot
gonna,
of other
doesn't
stuff
want
taken
you
care of
to wear
besides that, I would
safety
think.
equipment.
I think the state's gonna do it.
I doubt it.
I don't think the state's gonna get too involved in what you're gonna buy for your employees.
No.
If they are, they got too damn much power.
And I think we're arguing over really nothing here.
Yeah, it's menial, but,
You're
yeah, I don't
talking
care.
about-
It
You're talking
doesn't,
about 9 shirts, and if they cost $20 a piece, you're talking about $180.
yeah, you ain't gonna get them for 20, but even at 30, you know, 270, big deal.
I mean,
Motion to buy shirts?
we can, take that off of there if we need to. I mean, there's no sense in arguing about that.
No, hell no. I just think they look nice myself, but.
I'd entertain that motion.
Second?
Yep, I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to approve the purchase of city shirts for city employees. All in favor, say aye.
3-piece, right?
Well, do you want one, Chris? Does Lynn want any?
Yeah, I would like to have some to wear to meetings.
That's what I would like too, but I'll buy my own. That's no big deal to me.
Yeah, let's worry about these guys first.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Well, it might be too, if you order for them, if you order more, you might get them a little cheaper.
Well, let's do this. Why don't we do a little investigation on it, and we'll bring you back a price.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
you
fine.
know, sometimes you order more, like
Yeah.
a dozen, you'll get a better price than ordering.
Let us do that. We'll tell you that if we order this many, we're gonna get them for $10. Well, if we order this
Yeah.
many, we'll, so then you'll know what you're spending.
My
And if you
motion
get
didn't
this
give you,
kind in order.
didn't
Right.
give you a number.
Makes sense.
My motion didn't have a number under it.
Didn't it? Okay.
So if you do that, can you go to like John Regland and Tom Bowen? Or do we wanna just go with Tom, cause he's in town? Rob?
Don't he work for him?
No. Tom has got his own shop in Lakeview.
Is that right now? One time he
He's always had it over there in
Yeah, what the
Lakeview,
hell's the name of that thing?
Artworks.
Artworks, there you
because
go.
we got stuff
Because
from
he
him
does
at
this stuff for the
restaurant.
school.
Yeah.
check the prices.
I just think keep in their school district.
That's fine with me, I have no problem with
Yeah, I
that.
don't think that's a bad idea.
Just get a price from Tom Bowling, will you? Lynn? And then we'll bring that up the next meeting. Discuss and approve resolution 2014-10, a resolution to sell lots in Schrader's third edition.
Yeah, so we've been talking about these lots that we've had sold, and so Warren's been working on the deeds and figured out, I guess, I don't know a better way to say it, but since we made that an urban renewal area, I guess we can't just sell the lots for what we wanted to sell them for. We have to put it out for bid, basically. And whoever bids the highest, we have to sell it to them.
You're kidding me.
So, so the 4 that we have spoken for are probably going to be sold to the people that are spoken for, but we at least have to offer it to everybody else to bid on it.
Anybody that would want it.
What if they don't bid what these guys bid then?
Then it doesn't make any difference. These guys get it.
What if they overbid these guys and they
Then
gotta
they-
come up to it?
then
They
they
had to
get
bid
it.
more.
Or yeah, they have to. Yeah,
They'd have to
yes.
come up to it or
Whoever
bid
bids the
more.
most.
We
have to
have a
sell it.
$50,000 lot here, guys.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Well, what kind of an agreement do we have with these guys?
Right now, we've got a purchase agreement where it says that they want to buy the lots and that they're gonna pay us, right now, they're gonna pay us $500 for the lots until the deeds are done, and then they'll pay the rest of it. So we have to do this resolution and then get it into the public saying that
That'll be
we're
in the
gonna,
paper then.
and then it's gotta be 30 days later. You gotta give whoever 30 days to be able to bid on
Yeah,
it,
to bid
so,
on that.
yeah.
I see. That's what that was all about.
That's something a little different, isn't it?
So I guess my statement is we need to let these people know of this new,
They know. You mean these people here?
yeah.
Yeah, Warren and Janet have already talked to them.
Okay.
Notified 'em.
They know what's going on. Yeah.
Okay.
So we gotta pass this resolution.
Yes. Yep. And basically that's all the resolution's saying is that this property's for sale. It's up for bid. If you want it, come bid on it.
Somebody bids less, they don't get it.
Right.
In other words, them other lots that's left,
We have to do the same thing.
yeah. So we might not get as much out of them as what we're figuring we could get out of them. What
We
if
can
somebody-
reject it.
And we
We
set a
can,
minimum,
We gotta.
we can reject the bid.
I think we could I think we could reject it.
Okay, I was just wondering, yeah.
Well, I guess we better find that out for sure.
Well, yeah, because
I mean, you
otherwise,
know, if we're gonna, if we're gonna bicker over $2,000 and then I get a house put on there,
Yeah, that's,
yeah,
that's the smarter thing.
yeah, put the house up, forget about the $2,000. Yeah,
You wonder if Breeda had to do something like that?
did they tip it?
Huh?
Did they tip it?
God, they maybe didn't tip theirs.
Yeah, if they didn't
They
tip it,
get all
then they
the
don't
way
have to
from
do
the
it.
telephone shares, they maybe didn't tip it.
Yeah.
That could be.
this is on account of being tiffed, right?
Right. Urban renewal area tip
Yeah.
something.
Okay.
But we haven't tipped it either.
Sure we did.
Mm-hmm.
We did that a
We
year
don't- we
ago.
haven't put it in effect yet.
No.
No,
We tipped it, but all right,
it
we
didn't
didn't.
go into effect, yeah.
Right.
So you need a motion for this, is that what you're asking?
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a motion that, how do you wanna say it?
Yeah, we approve resolution 2014-10.
I make a motion that we approve 2014-10.
Second?
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to accept resolution to the city of Wall Lake, 2014-10. Roll call. Rob?
Yes.
Gary?
Yeah.
Franny's absent. Albert?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Motion passed. To discuss community center funds paid to the city of Wall Lake.
Yeah, well, Rob kind of thought that this would be a good thing to have on here, just so everybody knows that, you know, not that, what the community center is doing for the city. And
This is just a chart that we keep, that Barb has kept since we've been open. And as you can see it, it's on page 14. And in 2006, we paid $1,886.73 to the city. 2007, we paid $11,301.68, and so on down. Those are the things that has generated above and beyond what they have in their savings account and in their CD and in their savings account. And you can see once we got the CD and the savings account built up, then they started forwarding money to the city. At first, it was put into just the general fund. Then from there, we came to the city and asked them if we could just put it in a savings account, a CD, which we did. And we got to the point where those were at an adequate level where didn't really need to put any more money in there. So that's, at that time, we requested that we start paying wages. And for the last, 2.5 years, we've been paying wages of
roughly.
Robin and Joyce. First, we started out with just Robin at the $16,000 a year, and then we found out that we were still retaining more money than was necessary up there, so we asked to add Joyce. And now with those two gone and Lacey here, we've picked up Lacey's. We just reimburse the city every month for Lacey's wages. Plus, still have some, we'll see what we have then at the end of the year. We think that probably, looking at it, that $25,000 to $35,000 range is about what we generate every year. We're paying Lacey $26,000 a year right now, so you can see that we're, by no means what you would call a soluble business, but at least we're generating some income and taking care of
Wages.
the wages that we generate up there. And bartenders too, or are we paying the bartenders' wages, or is the city paying that?
City pays that.
That may be the next step, is that we start, if we still feel like we've got too much money in the checking account up there, then we'll look at paying the bartenders' wages too, and we'll just keep moving forward and trying to do what we can and when we can.
I think something really important to look at here is down there at the bottom of the total, $200,000. That's an awful lot of money.
Plus the other $80,000 I've got in the savings account.
How much did we paid in total wages for them years? We don't know for sure, because
Well,
the city paid 2006,
We
7,
could-
8, all the way up to
Yeah,
2013.
we could get
so
you
do
that
not know.
information, but we don't.
No, not up to 13, the city paid up to
Right, I
2011.
understand that, yeah. I
Up to
see
about
that.
2011, and since then, the
Right.
center's been paying for it.
Yeah, it was, I think it was the middle of 2011, if I remember right. I can't remember when it was for
That's
sure,
what I'm
Rob.
thinking too.
Yeah.
I thought it was a little later than that when we switched over.
No, it was.
No,
about-
actually, we retro
It's a little over
paid the
two.
city 1 full year for Robin's wages retro.
And I think we did
Yep.
that in
That's
July
how we
of
did
it. Yeah.
2012.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
paid for her whole last year's of the wages and then we paid for her next year's.
I believe that is correct.
too at that point, so. It's just something to look at, that it is generating a little bit of money and it's something that,
That's better than going the other way.
yeah, and that's, you know, the,
Yeah.
Well, I think-
along with that, I say that, you know, as we talk about the community,
Shelter house.
shelter house up there, this has generated some money that can help take care of that.
Right.
That's why, you know, that's another reason I wanted to have this up there.
Let me ask you a
And they still
question.
have, they still have the resources to maybe rebuild if we do have to take that money
Will,
to rebuild what they
will
have.
will there be a separate account for the shelter house, or will those funds just go into the community
I
center?
don't know, I guess,
We
you
better have
know,
a
that would be,
separate account.
we don't even know if that's the way it's gonna be yet, Steve.
Right now we've got.
I just volunteered it as a form of.
I'm asking a question, I don't know.
Because, you know, in our meetings with the shelter house committee, we said, well, what are you gonna charge? And they said, that's not up to us, well, all we're here is to build it. And well, who's gonna run it? Well, that's not up to us, we're just the building committee is what they said. It's up to the city who's gonna run it.
Mhm.
So,
Well, then I think it should be kept separate so that you have an idea of
Mhm.
what you're gaining or what you're losing. I mean, that's my opinion.
Because I think this shelter house could be exactly the same thing that Rob's talking about for community shelter. It's just gonna build itself up, and you're gonna start making some good money off of it. And you
But,
can
you know,
take wages and you
You
can
might
take,
lose
the
it
community
from here,
center
you
though
can lose it
doesn't
from
make its
here.
money off the rent.
no, no.
It makes its money off the bar.
For the
Correct.
bar.
And that doesn't have a bar there.
Right.
Yeah, you ain't gonna be gaining much up there.
We'll be lucky to hold our own up there in the park.
Depends on what the
Because you got
charge
the
is.
heat bill and the light bill and the.
Depends on what the
refrigerator,
charge is.
and, you know, it's gonna take some money.
Well, and again, I say this place doesn't hold its own.
No,
You know, as far as, yeah, I mean, they don't pay for any insurance, they're not paying for any snow removal, they don't pay for,
a lot of
you know,
things, no
a lot
water,
of stuff, no. So, no
There's
lights,
electric,
yeah.
Okay,
heat.
The other thing that is going to happen maybe, and that's something that we're looking at, is probably replacing the dance floor up there because of the roof leak that happened up there. We discussed maybe just doing a portable one rather than having the stationary one, although we're still gonna look at stationary one, different type than what was sold up there
Up there.
the first round. This one's only like 3/8 of an inch thick and it's not,
Not heavy.
You know, the sad
Oh,
case
yeah.
is, all it is you have up there, you just don't have a lot of dancing. You get a wedding, you have some, but boy, they don't get used like you think it would. You know, maybe we just don't have them events.
yeah.
It gets used, don't get me wrong. It's actually, to be honest with you, I think it's bigger than probably what it needs to be. You have
That's
a
what
dance deal, you just only get about so many people
That's why we
on
were
it.
thinking, you know, if we went with a portable one, and we're gonna look into those too and come
Yeah,
back.
when you come down, you could probably take it 10 feet back, it'd probably be big enough.
As it looks for our schedule, February's a good time to do something like that, so we're looking into it right now. to
what's
see.
that, is it just one of them, like you put together then, Rob?
Yeah, like a parquet, like one, you know.
Yeah, that's what they got probably down.
Then you
like
can do
Carolyn-
different size ones.
Carolyn's got
And
something.
they've got beveled edges to lead up onto them, you know, they're not, it's not
Not a
just.
step up, it's,
Yeah.
Right,
right, yeah.
but we gotta get that leak fixed before we start here. Hopefully that would work.
Okay, anything else to ask Rob while he's on this subject? I mean, now's the time to ask him. I mean, he's got a lot of valuable information that if you wanna ask him, I think now would be a great time. I'm sure he can ask questions down at the store, but, I mean, this is what we're here for, so. Okay? Let's move on. Discuss and approve pay request number 5, Gobberson Smith Construction.
Yeah, so they're basically just about done, and you can see on page 16 there, they've got the itemized. Each item is done there, and you know we've had some questions on the seating. Is are we going to get a refund for the seating? No, we're not going to get a refund for it, but we didn't pay for it either yet, so. Shouldn't have to pay for it. Dave King still has to come in and do the service lines for the water, so we haven't paid for that yet. So it looks to me like we've got about $10,000 to go, plus then the retainage, which is, what's it say, roughly $20,000. So after this $34,000 payment, we've got about $30,000 to go. So. And then that project should be complete.
Questions, discussion? Council?
Yeah, that seeding and fertilizer, that, we did that our own, that would be, like you said, that we did.
Yep.
So that's
Cost us
$2,000
$300.
or $2,500, whatever that. $2,000, is that what it is?
7,000.
$7,000 for seeding and,
Mulching, fertilizing.
so will that come off there?
Okay, so if you look at that page 16 there, it says contract items,
Right.
right? If you look at the next column over, it says completed work,
There's no, it's blank.
Yeah, that was why.
and that's where you get charged.
Right.
If you can see the difference there is
So will it come off of
17,000.
there? No, it won't come off of there. We won't get charged for it.
Difference is $17,000, Gary.
I see it.
Any other questions? Motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve Robertson Smith bill of
Pay request.
pay request, $34,245.12.
Second?
Second motion.
Been moved and seconded to approve the Smith Goverson pay request. Number 5. Roll call, Gary, or Rob?
Yes.
Gary.
Yes.
Randy's absent. Albert?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Motion carried. Discuss sump pump water on streets. Pipe could not be located.
Yeah, Kenny went up there and tried a couple of times and he couldn't find it. Couldn't get to where he needed to get to. I don't know why.
It made a bend there when they put that one house in for Roger Smith. They made a bend in there. They probably couldn't get through there.
So I don't know where we go from here.
Well, this looks like if we wanted to do something, we could just probably get Whitey up there and which where that tile line's at, just like up there in the other end, Chris, and maybe they could find it pretty easy, if that's the way you want to go with it. If you can find the one going up the hill, you sure as hell can find that one there.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure he found that one. I guess they witched it, but
We don't know we haven't dug it, have we?
didn't dig it up yet. So
So we don't know, but there's a pretty good chance it's right there, so.
I guess
Some
the
of these guys
question
are
is,
pretty good, right? Back old George is good at too.
the question I guess then is what do we want to do with it?
Yeah.
Do we want to continue with this or do we want to let it go?
Discussion, council?
Well, it's running in the street where it's supposed to be pumped, so I don't think we have to worry too much about it.
Chris, do you have any comments?
I'd say the same thing. I mean, if we start going against our ordinances, you know,
Then what good are our ordinances?
right. I mean, you know, we have some ordinances that we can't enforce, we don't enforce. But if we in a meeting say that we're gonna go against one of our ordinances,
And Randy.
I think
That
that
throws
just,
everything out the door.
yeah, I think
then,
that's just kinda backwards.
Well, we'll take it off the table then and not discuss it. I mean, we're done.
That's what I think we need to do. I think we need to stop.
Council okay with that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Gary?
I'm not okay with it, but on the same token, that I think we could fix it. I'm not saying the city could fix it, but maybe someone threw a couple $100 in it and they would fix it. privately.
And I think that's a great idea,
You
Gary,
know what
but
I
I
mean?
think what we
you
need,
gotta take it off the table, the
I think
city
we need
has
to,
to.
I think we need to talk about that outside of the council room.
I agree with Chris.
Yeah.
You know where I'm coming from, you could do it maybe the other way. The way, to probably fix it without having the city be involved.
I think so too.
Yeah, let
Take
the
it.
people take
Let
care
the
of it
owners take care of
themselves.
Huh?
Let the owner
Yeah.
take care of it themselves.
I agree with Chris.
Or otherwise,
Well, you
whoever
can
has
ask
a
them, I guess it'd take
whoever-
somebody should ask them and not see if they would do something like that, and then you'd know.
either that or whoever has a problem with it, they have to go and talk to the people and say, would you mind doing this?
Right. Now, that's what you gotta do.
Well,
I
we're
mean,
gonna take it
because
off-
we
it's
we
off
could
the table.
discuss this all day long. and
Yeah.
we
Oh,
ain't
we
gain
got nothing else
anything.
going, but yeah.
It's off table.
Hmm?
It's off table.
Yeah.
If you guys wanna talk in private outside the,
So I think that's what you should do.
council and instruct Chris to do something, that's you guys' decision. As far as I'm concerned right now, it's off table. Okay, Chris?
And I don't even think that I should be involved in
Nope.
it.
I
Not,
don't either.
and not that I don't wanna do anything, cause I will.
Yeah.
I really don't think I or any of the council should be involved in it at all. I really don't. I mean, Gary, obviously, it's
I'm catching
No,
hell every day.
close to him, so he can be involved in it if he wants to, but I don't think a city employee should be involved in it at all.
I wholeheartedly agree with you.
I really don't, because it's just it's setting the table for everything else.
Yep.
Because if we do
You're gonna
something
open a
there,
can of
then
worms
it's
that we
gonna
ain't
be,
gonna want opened.
you did something here, so you gotta do something for me now.
Right.
Yeah, I know.
She's your baby, Carrie.
Well, I can do it, I can ask them if they wanna try that, see if they would do it, and that's all I can do, so we'll see what happens.
Okay, discuss and approve park cameras connected to city offices by internet.
And we talked about this a little bit at the last
Yes.
meeting. I thought we should have it on the agenda and
Yes.
get it approved. And
Personally, this is my feeling, I would love to see it so it can be monitored, because whoever these kids are that are vandalizing our structures should be caught and penalized. And it's not gonna cost us that much, Chris, is it, to have it hooked up to the internet? Do you have a,
I think it'll be $40 a month.
is it worth saving or spending $40 a month to have somebody saved from vandalizing our buildings? Rob?
Well, I understand that, but I thought we already had a camera down there, you know?
We had cameras, but it's not hooked up to the internet.
We do. We have a camera up there, but if we want to look at them, we have to take a monitor up to the park, and we have to watch the monitor. And what Steve's saying is it would be much easier if you hooked it to the internet and we could just watch it sitting in there.
At night,
They've got,
when it's doing it at night, you can watch it during the day, see who did it.
give you a good example, is the
You
pool
can't
has
watch it
got,
at night. unless
the
you-
pool has got a monitor at the pool itself. You can go up but you have to go to the pool. They can't watch it from here. You have to go to the pool because there's a TV set right there that you can watch and see what's going on. What we're
So don't they
suggesting,
know you're there?
huh?
Don't they know you're there?
No, but you're not
I
sitting there
understand.
watching for them to do something. You're going there and watching what was taped 2 days ago, or
Right.
Before.
a day ago, or whatever
Right.
it was. So.
Or
No,
or after that,
what
after
that
it
is,
happens,
see-
in other words.
Yeah, you can find out who did it.
That's 3 days up to the pool, ain't it? It keeps it for 3 days and I think it takes over.
And we don't have the ability to do that. We have to take a monitor up there in order to look at.
What goes on, but then you're gonna have to send Lynn or Chris up there to watch that monitor to see what happened.
But if you have a
If you
real
have the
bad deal,
internet, it's gonna be piped right into this
yeah, if
office.
you have a real bad deal, you can go up and look at it and you can see who did it. If you just went up there and did it.
Yeah,
I mean, it was something real bad done.
but if
It,
you,
it continues on.
Yes, it's continuously recording. So
But no, I'm talking about the vandalism. It's
Oh.
continuing.
yes, yes,
We're locking them up now, are we? At 5 o'clock?
yes.
Has that helped?
I can't answer that to this
you
point.
know, it kind of goes in spurts. I mean, you'll hear about it for a week, whatever, 3, 4, 5 days, a week, 7 days, whatever it is, and then you won't hear about it for a month or 2 months, and then another.
Leroy Rowetter tries to keep his eye on it over there, and that's
So
when it
many
brought it to
days.
my attention. The toilet was full in the north bathroom. I can't tell you, I think that's the women's.
Yep,
And,
Northland's a women's.
What they're doing is Rick Hoppy took me up there. He showed me how the kids are breaking into the window. They're getting in there, trying to light fires and stuff in the bathrooms. And then if you go to the south one, there is a trap door that gets you into the attic above, and whether they're going up and they're smoking cigarettes or pot or what, I don't know what they're doing up there.
I don't think we should allege that they're doing anything. They're going up in there.
Yeah, and I don't know what they're doing, to be
Right.
honest with you.
Yeah, I don't think we should say that publicly.
No, I agree with you.
So then at that point, we didn't deem it that we should go up there and take a monitor up there and look at what was going on, or?
Right. If somebody comes and says, hey, this happened at the park, we take the monitor up there, we hook it up, we watch it. If we see something, we record it. We have caught kids in there before, and we bring them in, we talk to them, try to get their parents in here with them.
Was it worth the $600 to go one way, or is it worth the
40 would be 480,
40 times 12 is
480.
$480? Is it worth $480 to do that way, or is it, if you have something bad, go up and look at
Does
it?
it happen in the winter time also?
No.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't think it'd be up there then.
No, generally it doesn't.
I never did any vandalism in the winter time.
No.
You didn't?
I just stole watermelons in the summertime.
So can we turn it off and on for the summer and winter?
I think we probably could, yeah.
That would help us.
I think we probably could. We do that with the pool phone right now. We shut the phone off in the winter time.
And the monitor.
To see when we
monitor
go
gets shut off up
Then
there.
we
Texas,
should
we shut
monitor
our
through the
internet
summer
and
and shut
stuff
off in
off,
the winter.
so,
If we
Yeah.
could do that, that wouldn't be so bad, then you wouldn't be,
No, I don't see why we couldn't do that.
Yeah, you should be able to, because
we
we
could
do
ask the
ours.
telephone company or see what kind of deal they got with us.
Yeah, I can ask them.
Oh, I still, yeah, we need to monitor it, I'm just asking questions, because I thought we already had cameras up there that we were looking at, you know, I didn't.
There are cameras up there, but there's not a per se monitor, unless Chris would take a monitor up
And
there.
there's no way to get that here except for internet.
Right.
And two, like if it's at night, you said it's so dark you can't tell who it is anyhow, right?
On that other one.
I really didn't want to say that in a public meeting, but
Oh.
yeah.
Well,
That and Rick can tell you that they take, what, tree limbs and branches, and they go in and they cover up the cameras in the park shelter house.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't see who did it anyway.
And you still can't see it.
Did you come up with any conclusion on putting bars or something on the windows, Rick?
Yeah.
And those are gonna be enforced then? Okay. Has the, council was asking, has the vandalism dropped a little bit up there?
A little bit right now. And you go through the streets.
That's what I told them too. You'll hear about it for 10 days or so, and then you won't hear about it for a month. And
They went out the dump, they went and spun, they used it as a racetrack sometime over the weekend too, and
yeah,
tore down a bunch of corn, so
somebody had a hell of a good time out there.
we're probably getting chewed out.
Well, why don't you get us some cost and see if Corn Belt will shut it off and on for us? And then bring that back up to us, Chris, to council. Discuss and approve ordinance 2014-02, an ordinance amending the zoning ordinance of 2013-02, adapted on August 13th, 2013. Chris?
Yeah, this is the one I was talking about, the map. We've already approved rezoning the 2 lots. We have to change the map that you can see on the next page, we have to approve this ordinance. 2014-02.
I'll make a motion, we approve the ordinance 2014-02.
Second?
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to amend the zoning ordinance of 2013-02 to 2014-02. Roll call, Rob,
Yeah.
Gary,
Yeah.
Albert,
yes.
Ron.
Yes.
Franny's absent. Discuss and approve ordinance 2014-03, an ordinance amending Title 4, Chapter 1 of 2013, Wall Lake Code of Ordinance, number of dogs and cats limited.
And I think what I did here on 19 was I put in our current ordinance about dogs. Page 19. And it doesn't really say anything about
Number?
number. And let's see, I think maybe, no, it doesn't really say anything about any kind of number.
No.
So that's that. Then if you look at page 22, that's where the actual ordinance is, and we have to read the ordinance first. And you know what, we need to go back to 2014-02, Steve, because we can't just approve an ordinance. We've got to go through this procedure.
Okay.
Gotta read it first.
Well, yeah, I got to read it, and then
Then we
so
approve,
let's go back.
then we approve it?
Let's go back to 2. What page was that on? 19,
19.
19, where it
18.
starts.
17. Okay, so I'm gonna read it now, and now I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm gonna read section 1. It says rescission. This ordinance rescinds the current official zoning map that was adopted as ordinance 2008-02 on October 27th, 2008, and any amendments thereto. And then adoption. The ordinance adopts the proposed digital official zoning map, including paper copies, as the official Wall Lake zoning map. And that's the copy that you see behind here. So what we need to do is we need to have a motion and a second to approve the first reading. Okay, let's just do that one first.
Motion?
I so moved.
Second?
Second.
Been moved and seconded to approve the reading of the first reading of the ordinance trying to amend the zoning ordinance. Roll call, Rob,
Yes.
Gary,
Yeah.
Albert,
Yes.
Ron.
Yes.
Okay, now we have to have a motion and a second to waive the second and third readings of the ordinance.
I'll make a motion to waive the second and third reading of the ordinance.
Second?
I'd second that.
Been moved and seconded to waive the second and third reading of the ordinance 2014-02. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay.
Oh, we gotta do a roll call.
Oh, we gotta have a roll call on that
Yep.
too? I'm sorry, roll call, Rob,
Yes.
Gary,
Yeah.
Albert,
Yes.
Ron.
Yes.
Okay, now we need a motion and a second to final passage,
Of the ordinance.
for final passage of the ordinance, yeah.
I
So we're
moved.
still talking about the same ordinance,
We talking, how many
2014-02.
dogs and how many?
No.
No,
This
we're on
is-
We've been off
the
that
revision
one
of the
for a half
zoning
hour
map.
now.
Right, right.
We're still on the map.
I move we adopt ordinance number 2014-02.
Second,
I'd second that.
been moved and seconded to adopt 2014-03. the-
202.
Or I mean 02, amending the zoning ordinance.
No,
Roll call, Rob,
Yes.
Gary,
yes.
Franny's absent, Albert,
Yes.
Ron.
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Now we
reading
gotta do the
of,
same thing.
Yeah.
again. We should have had these a little further apart.
yeah. You wanna do the reading?
Yeah.
Or, oh, let's see.
Yeah, these are much easier than that one.
So
So-
remember, if anybody doesn't vote for this, then it's out. Because we're
We're out.
all for it.
If anybody doesn't vote to waive it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ordinance number 2014-03 says, no family or occupant of the same address shall own, harbor, or keep more than 4 dogs or cats, or a combination exceeding 4 dogs and cats per household on any residentially zoned lot, except that a litter of puppies or kittens or a portion of the litter may be kept on the property not more than 12 weeks from the birth.
Okay. That way it sounded there that they could have 4 dogs and 4 cats?
No.
No.
It says that they can, or they cannot keep more than 4 dogs or cats, or a combination exceeding 4 dogs and cats. So they could have 3 dogs and 1 cat, or 3
I
cats and
misunderstood
1
that.
dog.
I misunderstood that.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry. Motion to accept the reading of 2014-03.
I make that motion.
Second.
Second.
Moved and seconded to accept the reading of 2014-03. Roll call, Rob?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Franny's absent. Albert?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Motion to waive the second and third reading of the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Been moved and seconded to waive the second and third reading of ordinance 2014-03. Roll call vote, Rob?
Yes.
Gary?
Yeah.
Franny's absent. Albert?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Getting smooth, ain't I, Chris?
Good, keep going.
Motion to approve ordinance 2014-03.
Finally approved.
Finally approving, amending the Title 4, Chapter 1 of 2013 Code of Ordinance, number of dogs and cats limited. Motion, please.
I'll make that motion that we have a limit of 4 total of dogs or cats.
You're approving ordinance 2014-03.
Yes.
Final reading.
Yes.
Second.
I'm thinking about that, now this here goes in with what they got, we can't change them. This is a,
That's correct.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
grandfather.
assuming Albert's right, if they got 10 and they try to make it 12, we can't.
no, right?
We
okay,
can't.
That's what I'm
I
saying.
mean, they can't do that.
No,
Second.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded to approve final
Passage.
passage of ordinance 2014-03. Thank you, Chris. Roll call vote. Rob?
Yes.
Come on, he was on a roll.
Gary?
Yes.
Franny Sampson? Albert?
Yes.
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Lynn? Oh.
What about 4 dogs outside, 4 cats inside?
Leave it to her to bring up.
We're not done yet either.
Okay.
If they're outside, let me know. I'll eliminate them. We got one running around now that's,
Okay, we gotta have a reading now.
About rabbits.
Oops, shoot. that's wrong.
there's them too. I don't have any by me.
Come on.
Page 23.
Is that where we're at?
Yep, I'll read the 2014-04. It is unlawful for a person to keep livestock within the city limits. Livestock is defined as an animal belonging to the bovine, caprine, equine, ovine, or porcine species. Ostriches, rheas, emus, farm deer, as defined by Iowa Code Chapter 170.1, or poultry.
Damn, there goes your brown eggs. Albert, you just screwed the brown eggs.
So this is kind of a long way to say that we don't want chickens in town, but this helps with goats and all that kind of stuff too.
I had a
So
guy tell me today he was gonna get chickens today.
he can get them until for butcher 10 days from now.
Nope.
They'll be at Rob's and we'll be having chicken for lunch.
He's gonna get hens, and I says, well, you better get them pretty damn quick, because there's gonna be a new ordinance.
Okay, I need a motion to accept the first reading of ordinance 2014-04.
I will happily make that motion.
Second.
I will happily second that motion.
Roll call vote. Rob, Rob, roll call
Yes.
vote.
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Franny's absent. Albert?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Okay, I need a motion to waive the second and third reading of ordinance 2014-04.
I so moved.
Second.
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to waive the second and third reading of 2014-04. Rob?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Franny's absent. Albert?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Okay, I would like a motion for final approval of 2014-04.
I'd entertain the motion.
Second.
I'll second it.
Been moved and seconded to entertain the motion of final approval of 2014-04. Roll call vote. Rob?
Yes.
Gary?
Yes.
Franny's absent. Albert?
Yes.
Ron?
Yes.
Did I cover everything?
No more roll calls tonight, please.
Rob's gonna kill me. You gotta get outside. He's gonna thump me. Okay, discuss and approve building permit. Who's building now?
Jeremy Winchell, gotta put in a swimming pool and he wants to put a fence up. That's the way I get it. Is that right?
No, he wants to put in a swimming pool and he has to put a fence up.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, that's so that nobody else can get in. Yeah.
And Gail Goodner looked at it over the weekend and he wrote up quite a long
Resume on it.
something. And
Is that in here?
Is that kind of
no, it's
inspection-
not in there.
Inspection plan or what?
Yeah, it just says that you know, it talks about what Jeremy wants to do. Talks about, you know, how it's far enough back from all the setbacks are fine, and that Jeremy has received the copy of the ordinance that states that you have to put a fence up around your pool and how far the fence can be from the pool and how far it can be. And so, and then at the very end of all of what this says, it says that the building permit application meets all the requirements. So it's good. And you guys can all read this if you want to.
Oh, that's sloughing off, didn't you?
No.
That one must be mine. Can you make sure the printing is? I'm sure he'll stop in when you look at the bill. I don't know why they're sending it to me. I wanna make sure he gets his. Okay? Thanks, man.
This is 40 inches high, that says maximum or minimum of 4 feet high, no?
Yeah. The fence surrounding the pool must be 4 feet high
It's 48.
and no less than 5 foot. And, wait a minute, can be not less than 5 and not more than 50.
You're talking about the fence?
Okay, this, yeah.
From the edge of the pool, yeah.
This what you're talking about, Ron, is the pool, the actual pool.
See that now?
Couple of things. That's fine.
Doing that, maybe?
Yeah. Keep that.
Motion?
I move they accept it.
Second?
I'll second it.
Moved and seconded to accept the building permit for Jeremy Winchell. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed nay. Motion carried. We are now in public forum. Chris has got a couple things and I've got a couple things behind that. So just sit tight. Chris, go ahead.
Well, the first thing that I have, you can see at the end of the agenda or the packet here. Raccoon Valley has a annual membership meeting, and for whatever reason we're a member of this. I think it's because we borrowed money from them at one time. So I just want to know if anybody's interested in going to that. If you are, let me know. It's not until September 3rd. We have plenty of time. They want to know by August 1st, so we still have a couple of weeks before. So let me know if you want to go to that. Second thing I have is I want to talk a little bit about our cemetery rules. Something came up today, and it's been something that I've wanted to talk to you about for a while. It hasn't been important, so I haven't talked about it. Rule number 2 and rule number 3, they're not being enforced, or whatever you want to call them. Personally, I think they're a little bit ridiculous. Number 2 says stones will be facing to the west. If the family would like the name on the stone, it can be on the east side of the stone. We have umpteen of them out there that are facing east.
Yeah.
Why does it matter which way it faces? I don't understand. So
That's always been that way, huh? The rule's been,
the rule's been that way always, but when you go out there and drive on some road and tell me how many of them you see that are facing to the east. No, there's more than
you mean the lettering, you mean, right?
more than a lot of them. The names.
Yeah.
Right.
And they have nothing on the west, or they have on the west.
Well, I don't know if they have anything on the west or not, but if
Right
you,
now, the way it sits is the east facing is the big name, like Green Gay or whatever, and the west side will be the smaller stuff on it or whatever.
Right.
that's what they want,
Yeah.
but that's not the way it is.
That's not the way it is.
Always.
Basically, what they do now is they face on whatever road's closer, so it's kind of irrelevant.
Driven gate's
But if
facing
it's-
to the
if-
west.
If it's sitting on,
The only thing that's on the east side of my dad's would be his military thing.
Most everybody's facing, do it to the east, but I mean, the lettering to the east, right?
Even
Mine's
the
to,
old
my
section.
father's is to the
This
west.
section, she's, you're standing at it, you're looking to the east, you can see that's
Put
Right.
it basically whatever way the road's facing.
Well, I can say that the cemetery across from the golf course there in Storm Lake, they had you face west too.
do they?
Yeah.
Something I didn't know is what Rick told me tonight, is that, would you say the wife is supposed to be to the south?
Yep. Wife is always supposed to be on, when you're looking at the stone, the wife is on the right-hand side, and he's on the left-hand side.
That's another thing that I was gonna bring up, because we have several of them out there that aren't that way too.
Roger Schmitz was one that,
If
why do you go look at that one?
But if we don't wanna change that, we don't have to.
I don't really think that makes that much difference.
But you go to the next rule and it voids everything you just talked about. The next rule says we're not responsible for any of it.
Yeah.
The owner of the lot's responsible for marking and pay, and
Yep.
Well, and the only reason it got brought up is, he said Joyce wants Mark
for the south.
to the south. Which, I don't know if there's anything in the biblical things that says you have to do it that way, or, but I don't know. That's just something for you to think about.
Right.
Anything else, Chris?
Read the next one, Chris, what's it say?
Well, it's not actually the next one, Rick, but it's down a couple. The cemetery lot owner will be responsible for directing the location of the graves. The city and its employees will not be responsible for the location of the graves. Errors in designation of the location of the graves are the cemetery lot owner's liability. So that's more talking about the location of the grave.
But that's the same thing.
Same thing,
Yeah.
In other words, you buy two lots,
Same
and
thing with
you
the
can
headstone.
shift them any direction.
Yeah, as I said, you can't stop them from putting them on going north and south.
Yeah.
Well,
I
what's
never thought about
confusing
that.
out there too is when you put that new part in, you got an extra row up on the north side of it, because with the military books, we couldn't figure out what was going on here, and well, we figured it out, there's another row in there. That's why everybody was off a row. So I got that put in there now. And that's why your stones is offset out there. They shouldn't be offset, but that's why they are.
I mean, on the north side of the driveway.
Yep.
They're all set, they don't run straight.
They don't run straight through because there's another row in there.
Okay, got more lots. Evidently.
Well, I don't know how they started out from when they come off of where the row of trees is, when they put that in. Somehow they add another one in there. I don't know how.
Okay. This next item, I'm gonna let Rick discuss this a little bit, because he knows what went on up there. Myron's not here to discuss what went on. Rick, you wanna talk to him about Payson and,
They lost electricity last night about 6 o'clock. And it wasn't going completely out, but it was phasing clear down to 60 amps or whatever. I'm not very good at that part of it, but. And it'd go up to 130 and then back down 90, 60. So now we got somebody that wants a couple items replaced in their house already.
Low voltage, high voltage.
and you explain that one wire that's coming across, if it's too out.
I know sometime or another they spliced one place, spliced another place, because it comes underneath the alley on the other side, it's a different color, different whole wire. It's the same wire, but it's different. Then they got down between the two houses and then they spliced and went both ways with it. So these guys have been sharing the service for I don't know how
Years.
long. And it was brought to my attention, about the time Myron started about it, we went and looked at it, but it hasn't been on the priority till last night, because they had electricity, but right now, we got a temporary line laying across the yard till we get somebody in there to bore a new line to their services to their house, to straighten this mess out. But
Push come to shove, the homeowner asked me, does the city have insurance? And I said, yes, we have insurance. Well, he says, I've got a telephone that does not work. I've got an answering machine that's hooked to that telephone that does not work. And I've got a flat screen TV that does not work. Now, I asked Rick, are they completed up there? And you said, no, you haven't completed the project correct.
I don't know if somewhere in our ordinances, we got something that says anything about that. Do you know, Chris?
Well, the last time that this happened, when, up north, when, King hit that line and we had half power going to people, we had to buy, well, some new stuff.
Yeah.
We probably should be checking into it, because someday we're gonna get burnt with a lot of stuff, you know, but.
Now, here's
Those-
something that
those
Rick
people
brought
have-
to my attention is, and you
Not-
can look
not
at this several
necessarily-
ways.
Not necessarily these people here.
Right, you can look at it this several ways. Do we go across to them and say, listen, we're gonna pay your deductible, you turn the rest into your insurance company? Does the city pick up the whole 9-yard bill?
Yeah, the insurance
all.
company's gonna subrogate the city if they find out it's the city's fault.
My
So
thing
that's
is,
kind of a,
what's to stop them from bringing everything out of the basement that's been broke for 20 years, I'm saying.
That's right.
Been broke.
Well-
That's where I run into a problem with it, because we
Well-
had it happen once before.
Yeah, that's the trouble.
Yeah.
How to keep them honest, you know, that's.
Well, what we
I'm
had
not
to
saying
do,
these guys are doing this, I'm not saying that at all.
what we had to do with the last one was we had
but it
to,
might become cheaper if you let the insurance company do it, and let them subrogate, because they're not gonna pay for that abandoned property that's stored in the basement.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily abandoned property.
Well, yeah, it's not
They'll
being
bring it
used,
up, though.
it's obsolete.
I didn't know if Chris needs to check into some stuff and find out, I don't know. I just had it approached to me tonight, because I'm the mayor, and I said, I will check into
Kinda
it.
like a obsolete.
We're getting old.
So,
I think I'm probably the oldest.
I'm just
one
saying that
here.
there was a problem up there last night. I'm not saying that it's,
And
I
there's-
suppose it is the city's fault, because it's wired wrong that way up there, you say, Rick, right?
The wires burn out or lost one phase or what happened?
The ground, we don't know for sure, we couldn't figure
Good
it out.
question, huh?
We thought we had it, what should've worked didn't work. So,
I'm afraid.
the way it was wired was
Run into
pretty shabby. And then another thing is where you draw the timeline on it, 5 years from now, a year from now, 6 months from now.
Okay, that was another point Rick was gonna bring up. What happens if in 3 months, all of a sudden his refrigerator or freezer starts going, you know, on the fritz?
I think if they're gonna turn something in, they need to contact me. I get a hold of the insurance company and we let the insurance company deal with it.
How do you know something won't happen, like Rick said?
Well, we don't.
We don't, but that's why the insurance company handles it, because the insurance company says this is the date it starts and this is the day that it ends, and that's it.
That's what I wanna find out, because I don't know.
3 months
let
down
the
road,
insurance
refrigerator
company
quits,
handle it.
and then that's their deal.
Nobody in this room should be promising nothing to.
Yeah, it's
I haven't promised nothing to
It's,
nobody.
it's per occurrence, that's one occurrence and you're done.
Yeah, Yeah, the insurance company.
That's
should
gonna be
handle it.
per occurrence.
This is not condemning the two that are,
Yeah, that are,
No,
I'm
no, it's
just-
just the way it is.
for instance, I'm saying.
Yeah.
I know of one instance here a while back, a few years back, we ended up having to pay for some TVs that, after the fact, I found out had been ruined prior to that and then brought up.
Right.
let me ask you this then, Ron, can an electrician tell if this has been hard on a freezer motor or,
A freezer and a refrigerator, yeah, compressor, yeah, that's not gonna take it very long.
so they could tell,
But if it's running, and it's running properly, it's not heating, it's
Yeah,
okay.
It's fine, it's not gonna go out later.
One of them shut his electricity off right away. The other one didn't.
correct?
He was standing there watching it go off and on and off and on and off and on. I said, go shut your main off before you burn everything in your house up.
Yeah, good start.
Yeah, most people are smart enough to do that, but then,
Oh, no,
No,
there ain't some people, okay.
No.
it's a small percentage of more.
I know one thing, we get an electric deal, we can shut that damn computer off, cause, you know what I mean? That's right off the bat.
So many people are so used to having it there that.
They just don't realize you gotta shut the power off.
Yeah, it's gotta
An
be.
inconvenience,
So-
very much so.
You got half voltage, you better show it to
they should come talk to you right away then, Chris?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I will inform them. Because that's what I wanted to find out, I didn't know how to handle it, and I, like Rick and I talked, and I didn't promise nobody nothing. All I told him is, yes, the city has insurance, are we gonna pay for it? I don't know. I ain't gonna guarantee that we'll pay for anything. So, that's what I told him. And Rick promised he'd be here tonight to discuss it, so he was, so. If there's no more public forum, I entertain a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second?
Second. Will be in favor.
Roll call vote, Chris?
Adjourn.
All in favor, say aye.
It's gonna take me 6 days to get all the roll call votes done now.
All opposed, nay. Thank you.
I didn't want to do this.
I know.